Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome here at Crypto Hash Review, where we educate and disseminate information about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies from a Muslim perspective. We have a question. I found a lot of altcoins and bought some. However, I got a little confused Islamically about some of the coins, like Wayful coin, and it's directed by pawn regulated stuff. However, if I buy it as an investment, does that mean I directly or indirectly support the main company that produces the NFTs that look haram? Also, another coin called Alchemist coin. I see that it's undervalued like the Waifu coin, but does buying it and selling it, is it prohibited? Please give a response ASAP because it's undervalued for now and need to know. Okay, so when it comes to coins, cryptocurrency coins, there are so many ways in which the cryptocurrency has been implemented and used in our space. The most simplest form of implementation is just a simple currency like Bitcoin. Some of them have tried to be like a base layer where other programs could be run on top of it, like Ethereum. And other coins, like I guess like this one, has been, you could say, is to be used in an infrastructure, in a system to facilitate X, Y ecosystem. And it seems like this one here is something related to pornography. Interesting. So as these are coins and not shares in a company, does that make this different to shares? Yes and no. So when you have shares into the company, the company literally has these shares and they sell these shares to investors. That's how companies get capital into their company, and then they use that capital to generate income and revenue, and you essentially become a partner in some form in that company. Hence why it's called shares. Whereas a coin, on the other hand, you have no legal rights to the function and running of the company, but rather they produce a product, for example, that is to be used in the ecosystem, and that product essentially would gain value. Now, these products, it's interesting that these products, if they actually did what they were supposed to do, and people actually used it as it's supposed to be used, then the price wouldn't really go up or down. As in, you'd buy the coin and then use the coin and it get used, and essentially there'll be like an equilibrium. But in most of these programs, 99.9% of them, they are advertising something that can be done, that will be done at a future time, and people are buying it now not for the actual purpose that it has, but for its future value. I guess you could call it speculation, whatever. So people are buying it for the purpose of it going up. My point of mentioning that distinction is it's not an investment into the company, it's buying a product that will be used in the company. That's the first thing. Secondly, when it comes to something that is clearly 100% haram, like pornography, for example, my advice to you is to stay far, far away from all such projects, even if the case could be made that the coin that you're purchasing doesn't necessarily directly has anything to do with how people use it. That could be a case. I think it's a very weak case, to be honest, because you purchasing a coin, you are partaking in the price action, and that's exactly what they want. They want the price to go up, so you buying it, you are taking part in pushing the price up. But putting that aside, if you were to say, for the sake of argument, brother, selling the coin, I'm invested in the company, I'm just buying the coin, buying the token, then I would say from Bab al-Wara', from the aspect of abstaining from things that are dubious, or not wanting to take part in things, activities that are unsavory, even if you're not directly taking part in it, but indirectly, then stay far, far away from all these tokens. So basically, if you see a cryptocurrency that it is a currency, a coin or token, and you're not going to use that token for the haram that they're advertising, but their fundamental premise of existence is haram, be it gambling, be it all sorts of nonsense interest, then stay far away from it, even if you don't use that token for the purpose that they have stipulated for. That's the first thing. Second thing, it says here, please reply ASAP because it's undervalued. This, as an advice, is not how one should invest. It seems as though there's a bit of FOMO going on here, and FOMO basically means fear of missing out. One should never ever buy a token because they worried they shouldn't rush into buying any particular token because they're scared the price is going to go up immediately. So they're trying to get in before it goes up, and that's essentially FOMO. I'm sure if you do that enough, you'd realize that 99.9% of the time, the time you really feel the urge to get in is the time you shouldn't really get in. The time you should really think of investing into anything is when there is no FOMO, when people are actually dumping their bags and don't want to be involved in it. But that's another discussion altogether. I'm not going to get to that. But if there's any urgency when it comes to investment, that's the time you should actually put that coin aside and choose another coin or choose another time. Never FOMO into it, unless there's a really good reason, but it's 99% of the time it's not the case. And finally, you said you found some altcoins and you bought some. Now, it's actually very common. People come to me and say, bro, I've invested in this coin. Is it halal? And I often reply to them saying, you're asking me now, you've already bought it? I mean, you should have asked me before you bought it. It seems as though you've done that, as in you're asking, you know before. It says, get to let me know ASAP because you haven't bought it yet, which is good, alhamdulillah. But try your best to stick to that which is known to you by 100% that it is halal, and stay away from dubious things. And if this is your first time you're involved in crypto, my best personal advice to you is just stick to Bitcoin. Every week, every 2 weeks, every month, just buy a certain amount, dollar cost average. You would actually find yourself more better off in the long run than chasing pumps. At the moment now, we're in like near the mid of this bull run, probably just past midway, and some coins are going to see some massive gains. You don't really want to be chasing one coin and then one coin, jumping from this coin to that coin and that coin to this coin, trying to chase the pump. This is not how investment takes place. It's not how money is made, and it's not something I advise you to do. But yeah, and finally, I guess the issue of NFTs. So NFTs, basically, if those don't know, it's called non-fungible tokens. I'm going to talk about it another time. But for this case here, I'm guessing it's referring to images, where you buy pictures or images or JPEGs on the blockchain. Again, I would advise you to, if it's to do the pictures form of NFTs, just stay away from those things. Not talking about the functional NFTs, i.e. NFTs. I'm referring to the functional NFTs, for example, like land that you can build on top of and use it functionally. Those kind of things, that is what it is. But as for images and whatnot, then it comes down to the actual rule of images in Islam, to be honest. If the image is halal, then fine. If the image is haram, then fine. But I guess most cases, images are images of people and stuff, and those things you shouldn't be buying anyway. Anyway, I hope you find this answer beneficial. Stay away from Wayful Coin if it does what you said it does, and hopefully Allah will give you plenty Bitcoin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.